I have a really exciting message from Spirit today. And it's just one line, but we're going to unpack it and you're going to see why it's so incredible. So here's the message. Those who have chosen to ascend are being lifted up. Very simple, right? Deceptively simple. But let's get into what this means, particularly in the context of this floaty feeling, this floaty, disconnected, can't be bothered, unsure of where we're going kind of feeling. I mean, that alone, I could stop it right there, right? You get it. We are being lifted out of what we were once anchored into, and we are moving. We're not there yet. We are moving. We are in transition. This is why, for so many of us, the crazy noise of politics seems even less real than it has before. And that's saying a lot, because it's felt very unreal for me throughout this whole thing. It seems to be getting quieter. It seems to be getting further away. Now, some in the comments have wondered if this is us just dissociating or getting burned out. And sure, for some of us, I'm absolutely sure that that's true. And in that case, it's okay to put it down. It's okay to rest. You don't have to be and shouldn't be surrounded by it 24/7. But for many more of us, it's not that we're disassociating. It's that we are no longer in the same vibrational frequency that gives it power over us. And I think this is a really key understanding about ascension that even I have struggled to learn, because the way ascension is talked about in spiritual communities, it's almost black and white. We're going to leave the third dimension and we're going to land in the fifth dimension and we're going to create a new earth. And anyone who can't match that vibration, it ain't gonna make it. They're gonna be left behind. And while Spirit has said that's not exactly true, there's still enough truth to it that makes the whole concept confusing, which is again why I'm unpacking this message today. When I look back at everything that has happened since Election Day, it has been 6 months, by the way. Can you believe it? I cannot. It has been the fastest, slowest 6 months of my life. But what happened that morning for many of us? Many of us woke, myself included, we woke up afraid and terrified. Notwithstanding the experience we'd had that night, there was still real fear about what's going to happen. Then as we began to realize that we weren't the only ones who had an experience or had a suspicion, say, about those voting numbers or any other thing, we started to look around and realize there's something else going on. Something else is happening, and that we weren't alone in this quest. So it gave us this community, this solidarity, this reason to keep looking and hoping. Now, for a lot of us in the 4 a.m. club, people came to us as creators. People came to us wanting our mystical insights, the precognition, the future, what's actually going to happen. And we've been delivering those, as well as a lot of us creators have been sharing our expertise as healers to help everyone cope with what's happening, to help them deal with the shadows that are being massively triggered by this clown in the White House, and to cope with everything else that's going on. Now, because of what was brought through, myself included, I was damn sure that that man was not going to be inaugurated. I've addressed that enough, how baffled I was with the rest of you. But what happened in that day when he was, I expected to completely drop off. I expected to be canceled. I expected that that was the end of me. And that was the risk I took all those months leading up to it. I knew that that was a possibility and that I could face that consequence. And I was willing to do it because of, number one, how certain I was. And number two, I saw the good that the community was doing, bringing hope. And I saw the good that I was doing, teaching people how to heal. So it was still worth it to take that risk. So I expected, and I had said this to my husband leading up to it, I was like, either I'm going to write my ticket as the best psychic who ever lived, not really, but, write my ticket as one of the psychics who predicted this thing, or I will never work again. I'll be done. But what I was so shocked, thrilled, delighted to see is that while, yes, many left the community at that time, they went on a different path, and that is fine. It actually galvanized the rest of us, because I was not the only one who received that. We creators in the 4 a.m. club were not the only ones who were receiving that. We all received it in some way. And so we banded further together to say, now what? Now this has happened. Now what? And as I said on the morning of the 20th, that if this result stands, I will fight with you. And for many of us, that's what we've done. We've turned to activism. We've opened up our awareness to certain shadows of American culture that either we didn't see before or we saw them and now we're helping others to see them, to wake up to the scaffolding that props up American culture and has always been there. We have truly used this time for the grand opportunity that it has been to awaken us, to awaken the world, to help us get into our own shadows. The as above, so below. As the world has been chaotic, we've looked within. Where is that chaos within me? Where does the external chaos reflect what is in me that needs to be addressed, that needs to be healed, that needs to be transformed in some way? And many more people use this time to work externally. They joined causes, they protested, they rallied, they made hilarious signs. In various ways, we rose together, we banded together, and we joined together. Ooh, I have chills. We joined together with the millions of other people in this country and around the world. And what we have seen happen as a result is the immediate and continual deflating of the Orange Man, his administration, his regime, and their power. As I've said repeatedly, everything he does wakes someone up. Everything he does buries him a little deeper. Everything he does is fought, pushed back, legislated again, not legislated, what's the word? Brain. Adjudicated. Is that the word? The judges have done their thing. Judge cancel. And anything left that they are still doing, like the absolute sham of ICE raids that are still happening, like the Seacoast prison, like this fucking plane debacle, everything he does is further galvanizing the people against him. The spell has been broken and is continually being broken. And as people wake up out of that spell of either ignorance or complacency, or they've been fooled, or they've been manipulated, as they withdraw their power, this administration no longer has power to draw from, to be fearful, to be strong, to fight against us. We have risen out of the energies of oppression. In just 6 months, we have seen a divided nation wake up and work together. Now, don't be fooled. Just because some people are still loud and in denial and in hate, it doesn't mean that the unity is not in the majority numbers. In 6 months, we have accomplished the near impossible. We've awoken and we've done the work of healing and we've banded together to create a new solution. So, when Spirit tells me today, those who have chosen to ascend are being lifted, this is what that choice looks like. Choosing to heal, choosing to wake up, choosing to fight, choosing to hope, choosing to help others awake, choosing to go into their deepest wounds, face their pain, choosing to be in the messy middle and not look away. So what this means going forward is those of us who have chosen, we get to move into a new octave of experience where the noise gets quieter and quieter, where until eventually it can no longer hurt us, where the bubble pops, the taffy breaks, as Sam says, the tension will break as the old ways die out because we are no longer fueling them. We have ascended out of them. And this is a personal choice. Although the majority is banding together, and the more people rise together against the regime, the more we will ascend and have more energy for the ascension. We don't have to personally wait for everyone around us to get there. We can still experience our own expansion, our own peace, our own certainty, our own joy. We are no longer held down by what's happening out there. We can ascend into our own levels of peace, joy, and expansion. So if you are feeling wibbly wobbly, if you're feeling disconnected, if you're nesting, if you are still in a deep state of emotional chaos, all of these things are signs that you are indeed transitioning. You are deep in the work of what's happening now. And although Spirit has shared with me some incredible visions, channeled messages, prophecies of what we can expect going forward, we don't have to wait for all of those things to happen before we experience our own rise. And that's what we're doing now. We are doing it. So don't give up, fam. We have every reason to hope that ascension is underway, and we are riding the waves.